Okay, for Spice Boys, we have Snippen, Gus Silipants. Oh wait, there's a camera. And it's gone. Punt, one of my ex-teammates. Mikey B, Baywack, Gunner, Cluck Daddy, and Tensed. And for B2xEqnx, we have LPN Sebi, Dr. Tild, DMR Game Pros, Tobias Tucci, Uzuterm, Inko, Odas, and Wingami. Now I definitely know more names in Spicy Boys, and they will obviously win this whole season.
Yeah.
So
Also remember that Trouble is the coach, and we are now in live rounds.
Oh, already? Oh.
Yeah, we already saw the first clip.
Gonna turn on names here. It's currently Uzo in the lead, followed by Sebi. Oh no, followed by Punt actually.
Punt with a better line into the 2. Taking the lead.
Sebi here falling behind after the start, clipping and crashing over 3 transitions, but still in the run.
Yeah, Gunner also overtook Punt, so now they're in a comfy 1-2 lead and only needs someone in the team to not be last. But it also seems like we went down to a 2v2, with Sebi also falling out.
And it's not looking good for B2. Punt overtaking Gunner in the end feature here, snacking first place. And will Sebi finish? I think he DNF'd. So it's a 1-2 for Spicy Boys. And they win the round. Nice. Let's go. So I'm gonna delay the upcoming ad where you can cast.
Mikey be falling behind far in the start, and Dr. Tilt also clipping the sausage. But the other 3 B2 guys are maintaining comfy lead against Gunner and Punt.
But Punt being in first here, going down the wall tube.
That tube down.
And now to the transition section. A lot of people clipped here. Punt also with a clip on the second jump. Still in the race though, although in 4th place now. And looks
currently
like
a 2v3, right?
I think it's a 2v3, yes. Dr. Tilt is still in the mix, although very, very slow. I'm not sure if he can drive into the finish.
He should be able to, as long as he doesn't clip once more.
Looking here not with the best line. Not
Punt overtook. Punt overtaking makes it a win instead of a draw, no? Does he manage to finish? He doesn't. Yeah.
So it's Gunner and Punt in first and third, and that's another win for them. Another win for Spicy Boys. And let's see very different lines in the start here. Some people going very, very right, and I think someone already clipped.
And Mikey is currently having start troubles.
Another clip.
And Uso is also falling behind by a lot. Yeah, he's also out.
It's currently Odas in first, but Punt looks to overtake here. Going for a different line, less airtime. And onto the transition section. Will he clip
Dr.
this
Tilt.
time? No clips on the side of Punt and Gunner, and it looks like it's a 3v2 now.
Uso is in fact Uso is in fact still in. He's behind by roughly 5 seconds right now.
And Sebi is also behind by almost 2 seconds. So as long as Gunner and Punt don't make any mistakes, this is another round for... Oh, while I'm saying that Punt made a huge mistake, not being able to finish this round. Clipping at the last jump. And it's so far it's only Gunner and Uzo going into the finish line.
Where's Sebi? I see he's still driving, but...
just resubscribed for 20 months.
And
smile.
Thank you for the resub moves. So it's another win for Spicy Boys with only one member finishing in each round. Remember, this is a 4v4, so 8 people could finish.
We had another accident of Mikey B at the starting line.
Also accident of Sebi crashing the road border there in the start.
We also have Gus Silly Pins behind by more than 2 seconds at the start.
But it's Odas in first right now.
He's also out. So we're experiencing a 2v3 at the front, right?
Punt in first, Uzo in second, Gunner in third, followed by Odas. And thank you for the gift sub to Ens.
Zimzalabeen gifted Enst_ a subscription. Zimzalabeen gifted a tier 1 sub to Enstm_.
Looking at
They have
Pantheon.
given 4 gift subs in the channel.
Driving into the last feature, will he make any mistakes? It seems like he will not repeat his mistakes from the last round. And it's Punt in first, Uzo in second, and Gunner in third, with no one else alive. No one else made it into the finish line. So it's another win for Spicy Boys. That is 4-0 now. So you can see, I don't think anyone crashed. At least I haven't seen anyone crash to start this round. Going into the tube. It's currently Punt trying to contest his first place, followed by Gunner and Uzo, who shortly overtook him there. But I'm pretty sure Punt will overtake Gunner here going into the turnover section. As Mikey B apparently crashed, as well as Gus Sillypants, and that was Gunner just...
Gunner also crashed. Okay, this is the chance for B2xEqnx.
This is their first chance. Can they get at least 2 people into the finish line? That should be enough for a win. And it's all of
Punt
them
is
still
currently
alive.
leading with 0.3, so he is on good pace to win this round. So now it all comes down to, can they finish? Yeah, okay.
As Sebi crashes into the loop, but still
Does he
makes
manage?
it. Only one member of B2xEqnx managed to crash this round. And they
It's a
take
big
the
shout out
points.
to Uzo, right? He's now the player with the most points in the game.
33
Trying to
points
hard carry
there.
his team.
As I only now saw that neither Gasilipens...
Yeah, shh. We don't talk about that here. We have to mention though, this is the hardest map of the map packs so far.
It is definitely the hardest map. So with the speed check in the end, could be quite difficult for some of the players to even finish the map, if they can get there.
But Uzo, Punt and Gunner all off to decent starts.
As Dr. Till, Sebi and Odas are already out of the match, it's only Uzo who is currently in first position, trying to defeat, trying to stay first, maybe get another point.
Sillypants also just dropped out. So as long as both Spicy Boys players manage to finish, it's also a win for Spicy Boys once again.
Looking at Gunner here, will he manage to fail? He won't, so that's another points for Spicy Boys.
Wow. And Uzo just drove the best round of the match so far with a 101.1.
Not a bad time here. So I can hide the metals plugin, I should have done that earlier. On to another round. Spice Boys need 7 points to win, they currently have 5. And it's Odas in first, followed by Punt and Uzo, as Gunner tries to overtake both of them here on the left side. So far no one has crashed yet, but we are going on to the transition section, and I say that Mikey B has suddenly decided to DNF, as well as Gus Sillypants. It's only Gunner left. Oh no, there's also Punt 1.6 seconds behind. But it's looking good for B2 here. Going into the Hunter Wall. Will Uzo be able to overtake Gunner? And I think that's a yes, as Gunner took a horrible line on the Hunter Wall. Will lose a lot of speed, and I'm not sure if he's even able to finish this anymore, as he is not jumping too far to the right, not making the loop. And it's Uzo finishing in first, and it's Uzo with the only finish in this round.
Why Spicy Boys mentioned they have a much higher budget this year. It seems the B2 lineup spent all their points on Uzo.
And he is definitely hard carrying them, looking at the point difference. It's 49 points from Uzo and 7 points from the second B2 player here.
And you see Gus is cheering on Mikey B. Both of them are actually still in the round.
Oh. Gus already DNF'd. I don't think I've seen him getting past the transition section before.
Yeah, and we are now coming into set transition section.
As Uzo
Oh, we also saw a
out.
clip from B2, yeah. Punt and Gunner now in the lead in a 2v3. So as long as they maintain the position, there is snatch a win here.
As Odas is maybe trying to snipe Gunner. He gets a worse line on the Hunter one, and that's not gonna be sufficient.
Oh, Gunner with a really bad tube though. He might be overtaken. No, he won't. And that's another round for Spicy Boys.
That is 6-2 for Spicy Boys, meaning they only need to win one more round to close this map. Will this be the last round? So guys, I'm gonna spectate Gus Silipens this time. Waiting for the crash to happen. As Punt is in the lead, followed by Uzo. Gunner trying to overtake them. Also able to overtake them as Gus is flying out. Dr. Tilt is also out here, going into the transition section. Punt with a clear lead by 0.2.
Or Odas with good speed out of the turnover though. But missing out on the ETs.
But it's Uzo going for the overtake here. Might he snipe Gunner? I'm not sure. This Hunter War line might have been better.
As long as not both players snipe Gunner, it's still a win for Spicy Boys, so...
And it's not enough, it seems like. It's Punt with a 101.4 and Gunner in second. That's the first match win, or map win, to Spicy Boys. 2-7. GG.
Yeah. While we are doing the map change, you could show the video for the no upcoming Switch map, I believe.
Let me...
you should find it in your DMs.
Thank you. They won a 2v4, yes. Not even enough time to show the whole map. As the warm-up has been skipped, apparently.
We've seen a player change from B2. They swapped out Dr. Tilt for DMR Game Bros. We already saw him in Quali, I believe. When we saw a lot of mistakes in the road loop. Some people are not adhering to the religion of Mario.
But we see Oda is currently being in first, followed by Uzo. It seems like the
Gunner
whole
with a bad...
of Spicy Boys has been eliminated except for Gunner, who is currently...
Yeah, but he had a bad clip in the cake.
It's getting overtaken by Game Pros here, it seems like on the left side.
When it seems the B2 lineup is way more confident on this map than they were on the Mario map.
Maybe going for a 2-map strat here.
Yeah, probably they are going for 2-map strat. Yeah.
Maybe only going for a 1-map strat, depending on how they look on.
Yeah, but
Water slides. We don't
all
know
of them
yet.
made it into the finish. Like, they just stepped up big time, no? Yeah, and here comes
the first time in this match that all of B2 make it to the finish line.
This is the first in all of the match where any team has all players reaching the finish line.
That is awesome.
Mikey B is going with a different starting line. He's not going for 0 airtime, but instead making a jump after the checkpoint.
As we
if
already
you
see
did realize.
2 people crashing the start. It was Gasilipens and Odas not making it to the second checkpoint. As Punt is in the lead here, followed closely by Uzo. And then Gunner in third position. This round is looking way better for Spicy Boys here. As you can
So
see,
once again seeming to be the player with the best pace from B2 though. And Punt once again having the best pace on Spicy Bois. Gunnar overtaking though in the tube.
but maybe getting sniped by Uzo here going into the 800 plus section. It seems like he has the better speed. Will he have the better exit though? And that's yes. Pan in first, Uzo in second, Gunnar in third, LP and Sebi in fourth, and the Game Pros in fifth. Is that enough to snipe the rounds, Toby?
Punt didn't finish, did he?
Punt did finish. And Mikey B is still
Oh
trying,
wait,
but
oh,
the finish
okay, that
timeout
was
is
kind of
too
close.
long.
That should be a point for B2.
That's a point for B2.
Yeah. Now look at the starting line from Mikey B. He goes for the airtime there to not, you know, take the chance to mess up the sign. Okay, Gunnar just clipped. And he won't make the transition, and neither will Mikey B. So now we are in a 2v3 with Punt in the lead. Oh. But still losing the round, I guess. And I don't think I'm brave enough to say it, but we are still waiting for Gus or Mikey B to get the first points in the match. And Mikey B stays consistent with his starting line. I mean, but Mikey B did not manage to clear the first drop down where you have to do a right trick. So he's also out of the round. And it seems to be like all three remaining Spicy Bois members are ahead of the three remaining B2 players. Am I having to tactically overdrive though? It probably is, because Gus picking up his first 6 points of the match. And so did Game Rose, right? Does Mikey B manage to clear the transition this time? While that is happening, at the front we see Uzo leading the pack, followed by Odas and Punt. Oh, and Gunnar barely managing to say in. Never mind that. Now it's all down to, I believe, someone clipped from B2 in the last war. It's a draw. Yeah, Odas is looking for a safe in, not knowing that there in fact is one to the left. that you can reach with some RPG skills. I believe it's a scenery fin, but you could in theory use it.
Oh, I am muted on stream. I did not know. That is very unfortunate.
How did you manage to accidentally mute us?
I don't know. I don't know how long I was muted. Is the problem.
Wait, did you mute yourself for the video?
Maybe. As
I
I
know.
probably was muted the last 3 rounds, I am very sorry. There was some interesting casting going on. As you see, Punt finishing first here, and that looks like... I don't know what that looks like.
It's also the fastest round we have seen yet on the map. In the
And
match.
7 players finishing, which is also first. And that was a round for Spicy Boys. It is 3-2 right now. Going into round number 6.
Surprisingly, we see Uso struggling a lot more than he did on the last map. Now being only the player with the second highest points on the B2 lineup, with
And
Zebi leading them.
CB stepping up from his previous failure. As you saw someone from B2 clipping.
I think it
On the
was
left.
Uso. He also DNF'd now.
And I think Punt just made a big mistake in the cake.
Oh, Gunnar oversliding the grass by a lot will have very little speed now going into the section with the wall tube.
As you see, it's Odas, followed by Gunnar, followed by Gus, and then it's 2 B2 members trailing behind the pack. And it currently looks like a B2 win.
If positions are maintained, it would mean the win for them. And everybody managed to finish. Mikey B also managed to finish. Now it could be close. With 13, 16 points for Team 1. Nah, it's a win for B2.
It's a win for B2 here. It's still Mikey B with his consistent airtime line. Only
I mean,
falling
not
behind a
gonna
little
lie.
bit.
Doing walkarounds when you're unconfident is not the worst thing you can do.
It is definitely not.
I mean, remember the full speed of the week finale that Switch won by releasing the start
Oh,
on the Titatu map, if you remember. It had a very rough start, like the Season 2 finale map with the landmine. So Switch always used to, release a bit in the start.
not full speed in the full speed map. But we see Uso here in first position, followed by Punt, followed by Odas, and then Gus. Punt this time not making major mistakes, trying to overtake Uso here with a different line going into the tube. And will he manage to overtake? Yes, he will, going into the wall rides. And it's a big lead, but he managed to underslide that SD very, very heavily, although it does not matter in this
It
round.
could be a round where actually all 4 players of Spicy Voice finish to maintain their dominance, and they do indeed. So we are now closing in with a 4-3 score.
Getting rather close this match. Tennis World is not enabled during group stage, so whoever gets to 7 points first will win this map. And if Spicy Boys
Is it like that? Is it like that?
Yeah, Tennis World is not
Yeah.
enabled.
Oh, okay, good to know.
I read the rulebook.
Yeah.
As you can see, Punt here gaming in the start.
Odas with a scary line though. Can he manage to stay in? He does. What the hell?
And Punt crashing out on the right side after the tube. So it's Uso in first now, Odas in second, with a very scary line onto the grass section as well. And not getting any SD going up the reverse turnover. We see Mikey B still in, but 1.5 seconds behind. And it's Gunner's job here to overtake Uzo in the end to force that draw.
Yeah, and Gunner is trying his hardest.
Getting a better line out of the wall and finishing here first. With a 0.665 compared to a 0.687.
Do we see Mikey B and Oda's finish? Can they finish?
Mikey B
Mikey
with
B
200
closing
speeds, that is not enough to get that jump.
What the hell is Oda's doing? Go to the left.
I don't think the finish timeout is long enough for that.
If he does it immediately, it does work. Don't ask where I tested it out, but I'm so ready to take the safe win.
We just saw Mikey B with his famous start line faster than Gus in this round as well, who I think clipped the start. GamePro's crashing out on the left side on that checkpoint, and it's Punt leading again.
We see players going for very safe lines at the start though. People going very far to the left on the transition before the first one. And now we see Punt with a decent line into the bottom cake. Going a bit too sharp into it, but maintaining good speed with Gunner being second.
And Punt just managed to crash out on the magnet on top here. It's Gunner in first now, followed by Uzo, LP and Sebi, and then Mikey. Ooh. No, LP and Sebi actually managed to not make the checkpoint. And this looks like another Spicy Boys win.
Will all players finish, though Mikey is currently being behind by more than 2 seconds? Or Mikey B?
That looks like a finish.
Oh, and he does finish. What a man. We're actually now in a position where Spicy Boys took the lead in the match that started with a 3-0 point score for B2, I believe.
3-0 for fun. I don't fully remember. But it's Spice Boys leading because of Gunner, because of Punt. As we see someone making a mistake on the sausage transition, getting yeeted into oblivion here, and I'm not sure who exactly it was. As we see Punt trying to overtake Uzo going into the cake section. Will he get a better line? It looks like he will get a better line going into the cross SD, and yes, that's the overtake. Now no mistakes from Punt, missing a small SD there. So we go...
We're seeing a lot of different approaches to the map though, especially in this match, I feel like. When you look at how people take the bottom cake in the mid part of the map, you see very different lines, and also here for the finish. With Uzo going high and getting sniped in the end.
But that's another win for Spicy Boys, and they are now...
1 point away from winning, no?
They are on match point, yes. 1 point away from winning. And now what seemed to be the...
Wait, Ken? No.
Nah. What seems to be the B2 2-map strat suddenly doesn't anymore.
We also see some sort of a surprise with Gunner being the carry on this map, apparently, having the highest points in the match and on the Spicy Boys team. And Uzo and Punt are now tied for second.
As LP and Sebi just made a mistake in the wall jump, not being able to finish this one. I think that's not a lot of speed. We will see later. As I'm switching on to Gunner, who's currently in 4th position, trailing behind 2 B2 members and Punt in 1st position here. B2 really needs to give it their all to win here, and Gunner just made a huge mistake. Needed to DNF. It's Uzo versus Punt. Oda's still in. GamePros is still in.
Zibi is also still trailing the pack with a 6 seconds deficit, so to say. But he might be able to finish. Let me just say, I have seen Bostich finish slower runs, so just believe we might get a very close game. Yeah.
That's another point in a long
with
time.
With all 4 people
B2.
finishing, yeah.
Match is not over yet. 5-6. B2 needs to win 2 more matches, just like this, to win this map and to have a shot at winning this match as well. There's no one crashed the start so far.
People taking the start very safe.
Okay, as I just said that, I think someone crashed the start, or at least went super wide.
I think it was Game Bros.
Yeah, Game Bros currently turtling and DNFing afterwards. As Gus is very slow, but it seems like he will be able to just trail behind. And it's Uzo in first, Odas in second, Punt in fifth, so he made a really big mistake.
Uzo and Odas are first and second, I believe. LP and Sebi only needs to finish or maintain his fourth position and they still win the round, right? Because they receive 19 points?
I am not familiar with FullSpeed at all.
Don't you remember from EMC?
No,
but
I don't.
We will see now.
We'll see now.
Uzo and Odas managed to keep their position.
And Sebi finishing in fourth. So that's another
It
point
should be 20 points and it's 10, 14. Yeah, we are going for match point.
It is 6 to 6 points. Whoever wins this round now wins this map. Does Mikey be even SD? I'm not sure, but he has his favorite start line, so...
Oh, Gunnar with a huge mistake dropping out at the start. Punt and Gus leading the pack.
But
Punt risking and...
crashing, but Uzo also crashed here. And it's Mikey B turtling. This looks like a B2 win, if they can even manage to make it to the finish line. So Odas is currently in first position, followed by Gus, followed by Zillion, followed by Game Pros, going into the cake.
Yoda Thunder, please.
You want to see those teams in haphazard? There might be a VOD of something similar.
I can highly recommend the match of Spicy Boys against Revival. You will...
Wasn't it B2 versus Revival?
It might have been.
As you see, Oda's currently just leading the pack. And only he needs to finish for this round to be over. As both him and LP and Sebi finish on the side of B2. So that's a win. This is a map win for B2xEqnx.
Yeah, which would give you now the opportunity to show the last map, which is the qualification map from last week. And in the meantime, we are waiting for our players to ready up.
Then let's see. Water slides. Perfect timing.
Remember that if you muted us, to demute us.
I am no longer muted. Oh, I wasn't this time.
We're into live.
Obviously, no one crashing the start here. It's currently Odas in
And while you said that, we saw the first crash of the map. Yeah.
And it was
We
Odas.
saw another with Gunnar. He's giga slow, falling back to like 600 speed in the section
and
and
crashing
not making the
bottom
transition.
kick. Yeah. It is Pans and Uzo battling it out in first position, followed by Game Pros and followed by Dr. Tilt. I don't see any other Spice Words member as Game Pros just crashed and Dr. Tilt just crashed, and there is in fact Mikey B still alive.
This looks like a Spicy Boys rounds, no?
This
With
looks like
Mikey B taking all the airtime he wants.
And getting almost 0 airtime on that Hunter wall jump.
Yeah. Oh.
So you see him maybe attempting the cut. No, he does not. And it's Uzo in second position, Punt in first, winning the round for Spicy Boys.
Yolasanda, it's the AT run. So if you want to play in the AT driven by Darren, just DM him, I guess.
To go on to the second round. This Punt in first, followed by Uzo, followed by Odas, who didn't crash this time, but punted on the wall now.
It's a gunner with decent speed though, going into the bottom kick turnover feature.
As you see, Mikey just attempted his first SD in the match.
And we see Gunnar crashing out. So now it's Uzo and Odas in the lead against Mikey B and I think that's it, right? We have no one else from
It is-
Spicy Boys.
It is just Mikey B, as someone else made a big mistake.
I think it was Uzo. And
Oda's
Oda's also crashed out.
To the right. It's Mikey B in first. Will he manage to make it to the finish line this time? And it looks like he will be able to. It's Mikey B
If
finishing it
both
first.
players manage to finish, though, that are still in the round, trailing behind, it would be a B2 win, but it doesn't seem like it.
Oda's is currently rediscovering his RPG passion, but not making it to the finish line.
It's actually Mikey B giving Spicy Boys a 2-0 lead now.
So you see Oda's battling it with Punt, who probably doesn't crash this wall right this time. Yes, he will make it out alive. Going into the bottom cake.
Mikey B falling out of the map, barely managing to stay in. Having no speed at all, though, and being overtaken by Dr. Tilt.
Seems like there's a big gap currently forming between 4th and 5th. As you see, Punt just not making any mistakes going into the last feature, and that will just be first place for Punt, 2nd place for Gunner, 3rd place for Uzo, 4th place for Odas, and 5th place for Game Pros. Is that a win for B2?
Yeah, it is a win. All 4 players are managing to finish, and even if Spicy Boys would take 7th and 8th place, it would mean a draw. Like, this is one of the few draw patterns we have in 4v4.
So it's the first win for B2. As you see, Punch just crashing out the start, hitting the arrow on the right side. Going onto someone else. You see Uzo in first, followed by Odas, followed by Gunner. Going into the wall right. No one crashing here, no one crashing the left side of the arrow, but someone managed to get a huge slowdown. And it seems like it was someone out of B2. As Gunner is now alone in first position. And we see it's only Uzo, Game Pros, Mikey B, and Gunner still in the race. Punt is chilling somewhere on the grass. As Gunner is going into the
Mikey
last
B
feature.
clipping out, though. So now it's all about both B2 players managing to finish, to tie up the scoreboard.
And it's both of them finishing, so it's a 2-2 for both teams. As you see, Punt in the end still waiting for the match to stop. Okay. Round number 5. With Gunner taking the lead. Never mind, it's Punt and Uzo battling out the first. Gunner not getting the best exit out of the tube. But not crashing in the wall.
And looks like the start on this map is much more doable even for slower players, seeing as how all of them manage to clear it every time and get decent speed into first tube.
FC Gasilipens DNF'd somewhere, but everyone else is still in the race. As I just said that, Odas is crashing out on the 100 transition. It's still Punt and Uzo battling it out, but I don't think Uzo is able to get near. And it's Punt winning the round again, and carrying for Spicy Boys right now, as he did on the other 2 maps as well. And that is a win for Spicy Boys. Spicy Boys, 2-3. Yeah, the start here definitely looks easier for all of them.
People are showing some good SDs in the start. Punt taking the lead with Gunner slowly but surely overtaking Uso into the pancake bottom cake turnover feature, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, the pancake, bottom cake turnover.
And we see Punt maintaining a solid lead of like 0.2 over everyone else in the round. Gunnar also driving very clean on this map.
Definitely, and they are just... I think they're a lot better on these 800 plus SD sections than B2 is. The lead is always widening at the second half of the map. Is this best of 3? It is, yes. It's currently 1-1. This is the third map. Whoever wins this map wins the match.
And it looks like a draw.
And it is
And
a
it
draw.
is indeed a draw, yeah.
Yes, Odas just secured their 79th local record. Maybe that's a PB. As you see someone crashing
It
out
was
in the
Dr.
tube,
Tilt, yeah.
but no one else here in the pancake cake turnover section. As you see Gunnar here overtaking Uzo, Punt being 0.5 ahead of everyone else. Going into the second half of the map. Onto the Hunter wall transition, Gunnar making it. Will the others be able to get it as well? I think that everyone got it.
Oh, Gunnar did manage to fail the last feature. And Gus is looking for alternative rounds
And
to...
where did Punt go? Uzo,
Okay.
Dian Pro, Game Pros, and Mikey B finishing
It looks
together with
like
Dr.
we're tying
Tilt.
up the scoreboard again.
That's a 3-3, yeah. I have no idea where Punt went in the end.
Marina, I think both your matches are at dev time, meaning 18:30 and 20 o'clock.
So we go into round number 8, I think, with the draw. And Mikey B is getting a big slowdown at the start, but will be able to manage, but will be able to finish this round if he doesn't make any other mistakes. So I swap on off to Gunnar, who is currently battling it out with Punt for the first position, missing the SD to the left into the wall, Hunter wall, magnet wall, jump, turnover, transition section. Yes, of course. Overtaking Uzo here on the left side, going onto the jump. And if nothing happens like last round, this is gonna be a 1-2 by Spicy Boys.
We see all 4 players of Spicy Boys still trying to finish the round. And Punt, oh my god, what did I just
crashed
witness?
the left side, but
Still
luckily
managed to
finish the round.
even the captain of the enemy team saw it. Is kind of cheering him on.
Definitely lucky for Punt to finish there.
We see Gus struggling a bit on this map now, while Mikey B is trying his hardest to carry.
I think so too, and someone just crashed the start. I'm not sure who it was.
I think it was Dr. Tilt or Mikey B, but I'm also not 100% sold. We see Punt once again being in the lead at the start though. Uso closely following him up with Gunnar being third.
And it seems to be a pattern where Uzo is very close at the bottom cake section, but then starts to lose, and he clipped the jump.
He's not doing any of the SDs in the transition
Yeah,
leading
that's-
up into the tube on the left,
where
meaning
he
he
can
loses
lose
out a lot of speed. Yeah, because we're reaching close to 800 speed.
as someone
and-
just crashed to the right.
Yeah, I think it was Mikey B.
And it's Punt and Gunnar finishing in first, second.
And Mikey B also finishing, meaning this time around it won't be a draw, but a round for Spicy Boys.
So it's 3-5 now. Meaning Spicy Boys only needs 2 more wins to win this match.
And it's time for the Coach Trouble to,
Pull out the
have a
belt.
word with his players. Yeah. As another player just
I think that was
struggled a lot
Punt.
on the start.
Big Punch just
Nice.
crashed the right arrow. Because it's Uzo currently in first position, no one to contest him as Gunnar is closely following behind. Different lines going into the pancake.
Oh, Uzo with a lot of airtime into the turnover, now falling behind by a lot. Odas is first, followed by Gunnar.
But none of them getting any Exodus use here, and it seems like Gunnar's overtaking going into this 800 plus section.
Yeah, it was a tactical overdrift to stay in the map, and he's taking the lead, followed by 4 Almans, it seems like.
No one out of Spicy Boys survived this round as Gunnar crashing the last feature. And it's Odas with a 58.3 finishing this round as first position.
Dr. Tilt also flying to the moon.
So we see someone still didn't manage to finish this map, and it seems like Gasilipens didn't. It's not on the board to the right side. Maybe he will be able to finish in this round. As it's 4-5 now. Spicy Boy still needs 2 wins. B2 needs 3 to win this match. Be nice to Gus, he is discovering. Will be nice to him. As he's currently in 4th position, overtaking Odas here. Not crashing any of the transitions. Going into the wall. Taking it very high and clipping it so sadly. He's out now.
And now with a better line before the tube, but Uzo still maintaining a solid 2nd place. And they are now engaging in a head-to-head battle with Punt being ahead by like 0.7 at this point.
As Gunnar got the better line, I think, but...
Oh, it's getting really close. Oh.
I think he just got airtime there.
Yeah, and I think Uzo went for a more direct finish line.
I think Gunnar got airtime and then went for the right jump, which loses speed, or loses time. The more direct line is faster in the end. And that's a Spicy Boys round, even with this mistake.
Yeah, and Punt also got a live PB with a 56.344, being super close to getting the 80 that we saw in the previous video.
And it's someone crashing out on the right. It's Uzo in first, followed by Punt, who's currently overtaking him. Gunnar in 3rd position here, going into the bottom cake. It's this round they need to win for B2, or they're out, as Uzo just crashed to the right side. It's all of Spice Boys still surviving, and it's only Dr. Tilt following them.
And for yet another time we see Punt and Gunnar maintaining a solid lead, where Gunnar is trailing behind Punt like Carl Jr. and Pekka are doing. Oh, but Gunnar missed the transition and is looking for Narnia. And
As
Punt
this
finished.
is not the first round Gus is finishing, because he jumped to the right side, not knowing that there's no finish next to the
That's
finish.
GG, right?
That
Spicy
is a
Boys,
GG. GG.
to no surprise, managed to prevail the dominance.
Dominant victory on every single map. It wasn't even close once. Wow.